When Lu Qingzhou asked me for the jade pendant, I lied and said I had lost it. He was so anxious that he mobilized the educated youth to search the mountains for it. In my previous life, Lu Qingzhou gave the jade pendant my mother left me to Zheng Wanwan. Zheng Wanwan used the spiritual spring inside the jade pendant to make pastries and thrived in business. But I was tricked by Zheng Wanwan into going up the mountain and was fed to wild boars. When my father and brother learned of my death, they were grief-stricken and cut off all ties with Lu Qingzhou and Zheng Wanwan. Taking advantage of the educated youth point people going up the mountain, I bit my finger and dripped blood onto the jade pendant. Now no one can take it away from me. In 10 more days, my brother will come to pick me up. Shentong, where's your jade pendant? Wanwan said she misses Aunt Jiang and wants to borrow it to take a look. Lu Qingzhou looked sincere. Seeing that I didn't react, he urged me anxiously. Am I reborn? Zheng Wanwan was the daughter of my father's comrade in arms. Her mother ran off with someone, leaving her alone in the family. My father, taking pity on her, adopted her. Missing my mother. Is that how you show it, by stealing her daughter's fiancé? I shot back coldly. He stammered. His face flushed red. Wanwan is your sister. So naturally she's my sister too. Don't be so harsh. I raised my hand to stop him. The jade pendant, I don't know where it's gone. And don't say that. My parents only had 2 children. Me and my brother. It was the middle of winter, and the educated youth settlement was short on firewood. Everyone was bundled up in thick cotton-padded jackets. Lu Qingzhou couldn't tell whether I had a jade pendant around my neck either. He looked at me suspiciously, hesitating for a moment. After all, it was left to you by Aunt Jiang. Where did you lose it? I'll go find it for you. I don't know. Maybe I lost it while picking pigweed up in the mountains. He nodded absent-mindedly and hurried off to find Zheng Wanwan. I took out the jade pendant, gritted my teeth, and steeled myself to bite my finger. I couldn't bring myself to do it, so I went to the kitchen, grabbed a cleaver, and sliced my fingertip open. The jade pendant gradually disappeared in my hand. I closed my eyes, and with a thought, it responded. No wonder in my previous life, after Lu Qingzhou lent my jade pendant to Zheng Wanwan, she claimed it was lost, and no matter how I searched through her luggage, I couldn't find it. So it had already recognized its master. I squeezed a few drops of spiritual spring water into the kettle and drank it. It was indeed sweet, and the fatigue in my weary body eased along with the soreness. I rolled up my pant legs to check. The wound left by the hose showed no signs of healing. It seems this spiritual spring only relieves fatigue, with no miraculous effects to speak of. Letting out a gentle sigh of relief. That's good. I'd be afraid to possess something too miraculous. There are only 2 children in our family, my brother and me, and my brother is serving in the Northwest. Originally, according to policy, I didn't have to go to the countryside. Zheng Wanwan came running to tell me that Lu Qingzhou was going to the countryside. I have been obsessed with Lu Qingzhou since I was a child, throwing tantrums and begging my father to allow me to go to the countryside. Thinking of the previous life, how heartbroken my father and brother must have been when they learned of my death. My nose tingled, and I couldn't help but redden my eyes. Just as I was reminiscing about my father and brother, the door was slammed open. Lu Qingzhou was covered in dirt and grime. Xiaotong, where exactly did you go yesterday? We searched the entire foot of the mountain and couldn't find you anywhere. Without even lifting my head, I said, oh, then maybe I got lost the day before yesterday. Zheng Wanwan looked as if she was about to cry, staring at me timidly. Tong Tong. This is Aunt Jiang's keepsake. How can you be so indifferent about it? So you know it's my mother's thing, not your mother's, right? Li Shuang jumped out with a dissatisfied look. Shentong, how can you talk like that? Wanwan is just concerned about you. You're so ungrateful. I said impatiently. Aren't you too annoying? Did I ask you to find my lost things? Zheng Wanwan's tears fell with a patter, staring at me in disbelief, as if I had said something that deserved to be struck by lightning. Then she turned and ran off crying. Li Shuang hurriedly followed after her. Lu Qingzhou looked at me with a conflicted expression. Tong Tong, Wanwan is still young. After saying that, he also hurriedly chased after them. That's the only phrase she knows. Zheng Wanwan is indeed young. Just a month younger than me. Those who know her think she's 18. Those who don't would think she's 18 months old. I roll my eyes and continue packing my luggage. Although my luggage isn't much, it still fills 2 suitcases. Tomorrow I'll go to town to make a phone call. And on the way, I'll send some of my things back home first. I rummaged through the box for a while and found a bag of red shrimp crisps and over a dozen large white sugar milk candies. Wiping away my tears, I grabbed the snacks and headed toward the brigade leader's house. Just as I arrived at the brigade leader's doorstep, I saw his wife sweeping the courtyard. I smiled and said, "Auntie, is the brigade captain at home?" The captain's wife was taken aback for a moment, then said coldly, "What wind blows you here?" In my previous life, I always complained about too much work in the fields and found ways to slack off. I also had a bad attitude toward the villagers. But after I died, Lu Qingzhou and Zheng Wanwan didn't bother with my body. It was the villagers who joined forces to carry me down from the mountain. Only when my father and brother came could they see my body intact. I replied apologetically, "Auntie, I was wrong before. Please bear with me." Seeing my sincere attitude, she pointed to the main room and said, "Your uncle is inside." I stepped forward and handed over the oil paper bag in my hand. "Auntie, this is some food I brought for Taizhu and Nyozi." She gave me a puzzled look, put down the broom, and said, "Come with me." Entering the main room, the brigade leader was sitting at the Kong table, writing and drawing. Seeing me arrive, he said in a less than friendly tone, "Shen Jiqing, here to ask for leave again." I quickly waved my hands. No, Captain. Tomorrow is Sunday, and there's no work in the village. I'd like to take leave to make a phone call home." The captain's wife tugged at him. The young lady came all the way from the capital. It wasn't easy. Just to prove her leave. The captain shot her a glance. "Fine, Shen educated youth. You were sent to the countryside to build the motherland properly, not to slack off and play tricks." I nodded repeatedly. Back at the educated youth point, I started packing my things. My father and brother were angry that I insisted on accompanying Lu Qingzhou to the countryside, saying that if I wanted to build the motherland, I didn't have to choose something I wasn't good at. So they didn't prepare much for me. They said since I wanted to endure hardship, I shouldn't be a wolf in sheep's clothing. Educated youth were meant to contribute to society, not to enjoy themselves in the countryside. Hearing the knock on the door, I opened it. It was Lu Qingzhou. "Tong Tong. Today Dongchuan and I caught 2 fish from the river. Aren't you the one who loves fish the most? I had Wanwan cook them in braised sauce. Come out and eat." He smiled gently, as if everything was still the same as before. All right. Lu Qingzhou had taken who knows how many things from me for Zheng Wanwan's sake. Just eating one of his fish, that's letting them off easy. In the kitchen, Zheng Wanwan was standing with her back to the door. Hearing footsteps, she said, "Brother Qingzhou, is Sister Tong still angry with me and unwilling to come for a meal?" She turned around as she spoke, seeing Lu Qingzhou and me standing side by side. A flicker of embarrassment crossed her face before quickly disappearing. "Tong sister, I thought you wouldn't want to come. Please, have a seat." I sat down across from Lu Qingzhou. Zheng Wanwan turned around to fetch the fish. Seeing the fish on the table, I couldn't help but frown. I can't stand the fishy smell. I only eat fish braised in soy sauce. What Zheng Wanwan made was steamed fish. Lu Qingzhou was also a bit displeased. "Wanwan, didn't I tell you to make braised fish? You know perfectly well that Tong Tong doesn't eat steamed fish." Zheng Wanwan's eyes instantly reddened, tears welling up inside them. "I'm sorry, Sister Tong. I thought you had gotten over your picky eating habits." I ignored her, watching her sing and joke around as mere entertainment with my meal. Lu Qingzhou waved his hand at her impatiently. Enough. Tong Tong, eat something else. This roast chicken was specially traded from the village chief's house for you." I ate and drank my fill without any hesitation. The next day, at the crack of dawn, I packed up my things and headed toward the village entrance. In the Qingfeng brigade, only Uncle Wang had an ox cart. If I arrived too late, I'd have to walk 20 li to get to town. Fortunately, I came early today, there were still 2 seats left. After I finished, I greeted a few aunties on the bus. No one was willing to acknowledge me, so I silently lowered my head, leaned against the carriage, and dozed off. It was my fault. After coming to the countryside, I looked down on the villagers and stirred up their anger. By the time it was fully light, we finally arrived at the town. I gave Uncle Wang 2 cents and asked clearly about the time to return to the village. After getting off the ox cart, I stretched my back. The road was truly bumpy. I stopped a passerby to ask for the post office's address, then headed off with my luggage to find it. I arrived early, just as the post office was opening. "Hello, I'd like to make a phone call." A girl with 2 braids poked her head out from inside. "Phone calls are expensive. Letters cost 8 cents. Telegrams 24. I smiled. "Thank you, but I have something urgent. It's charged by the minute." "Here, go ahead." My hands trembling, I picked up the receiver. "Hello, I'm looking for Shen of the 2nd Battalion, 4th Regiment, Northwest Military Region." "Hello, I'm Shen. Who is this?" Hearing my brother's voice again made me so emotional that I couldn't speak. "Hello, brother. It's me, Tong Tong." My voice was choked with tears. Shen Yu's voice suddenly became urgent. "Tong Tong, what's wrong? Is it that you don't have enough money? I was just about to send you a package." I gripped the phone receiver, knowing my brother couldn't see me but still couldn't stop shaking my head. "Brother, Lu Qingzhou and Zheng Wanwan are bullying me together. I want to go home. I miss Dad and you." Shen Yu's voice was hoarse as he coaxed me. "Be good, sweetheart. I have an urgent mission right now. How about I come pick you up in 10 days? Brother, don't tell Dad. His health isn't good." Alright, just wait for your big brother to come pick you up." Shen Yu's voice came through with a hint of urgency on the other end of the line. "Baby, big brother has to hang up now. But you wait for me, alright?" After hanging up, I decided to head over to the market to pick up some local specialties for Dad and my brother. I've been in the countryside for 2 months now, and I'm still angry that my father and brother didn't think highly of Lu Qingzhou, so I haven't sent them anything. Back at the Educated Youth Point, I brought the 4 meat buns I bought from the state-run restaurant to Lu Xiaoyan. She is the person in charge of the Educated Youth Point. Although she is dissatisfied with my poor work ethic, she teaches me in every way. In my previous life, it was also she who noticed I wasn't in my room and went to call the brigade leader to find me. "Sister Xiaoyan, thank you for taking care of me all this time." Lu Xiaoyan pushed back the oil paper package I had placed in front of her. "Comrade Shen, if you have this kind of thought, you'd be better off focusing on your work." With a bitter smile, I said, "Sister Xiaoyan, I'm planning to join the army and enter the literary and art troupe. Previously, I was blinded by my own narrow view, forcing myself down a path I wasn't suited for. As long as I can contribute to building the motherland, any path is the right one." She looked at me with appreciation. I asked her again, "Sister Xiaoyan, please don't tell everyone." "Everyone has to work, but I'm leaving, and it's inevitable that people will feel restless. Don't worry, I won't tell anyone." After some polite refusal, I put down the buns and quickly walked back to my room. As soon as the morning work whistle blew, I turned over and got out of bed. The educated youth sharing the room with me gave me a surprised look and said, "How come you can get up today?" I smiled without saying a word. I had to stand my last shift well. After all, today's team leader was the captain's wife. When it was my turn, I was assigned to weed. I nodded. Weeding was the lightest task there was. Before I could even say thanks, a heavy thud sounded beside me. It was Zheng Wanwan. Li Shuang screamed, rushed over, grabbed Zheng Wanwan and shook her. "Wanwan, what's wrong with you?" Lu Qingzhou also ran over anxiously. Zheng Wanwan opened her eyes pretentiously and said softly, "Maybe I got too tired yesterday climbing the mountain to find the jade pendant for Sister Tong. I'm afraid I don't have the strength to hoe the ground." Li Shuang immediately looked up and said to me, "Shen Tong, Wanwan isn't feeling well because of you too. Why don't you switch tasks with Wanwan?" I said coldly, Am I her father or her mother? Why should I give in to her? Lu Qingzhou sternly rebuked me. Tong Tong. How can you talk like that? You know perfectly well that Wan Wan is an orphan and her father is a martyr. I smiled speechlessly. Lu Qingzhou had told so many lies that he had fooled even himself. Lu Qingzhou's dad, my dad, and Zheng Wanwan's dad were comrades in arms. When only the three of them were left on the battlefield, Zheng Wanwan's dad, just before he died, fired a shot at my dad's back. Luckily, my dad survived. My dad, seeing how pitiful Zheng Wanwan was, didn't report it to his superiors and left Zheng Wanwan with the status of a martyr's family member. I only found out about this because Lu Qingzhou overheard it and told me. The team leader's wife grew a bit impatient. Alright, stop wasting everyone's time. Zheng Jiqing, if you can't work, then go rest. Don't cause any trouble and make it our brigade's fault. She then said to the scorekeeper beside her. Zheng Wanwan, 0 work points for today. I thanked the team leader's wife and then went off to work. After finishing work and returning to my room, I felt something was off. Someone has gone through my things. I opened the bedding where I hid my belongings and saw that the strand of hair I had placed underneath was missing. Only Lu Qingzhou knew about this habit of mine. Fine. If you won't give it to me, you steal it instead. Fortunately, the jade pendant recognized its master and disappeared. I rushed into Zheng Wanwan's room and started smashing things. Zheng Wanwan, you dared to sneak into my room and steal. Sister Tong, what are you talking about? I'm not feeling well and have been lying down in my room the whole time. Li Shuang appeared out of nowhere and shoved me aside. What the hell are you doing? Lu Qingzhou pushed through the crowd. Shen Tong, why are you picking on Wanwan again? I sneered disdainfully. When you need me, it's Tong Tong. When you don't, it's Shen Tong. Huh. I stepped forward again and yanked off Zheng Wanwan's blanket. Lu Qingzhou, you're the only one who knows where I hide my things, right? Lu Qingzhou looked a bit uneasy. Tong Tong, what are you talking about? I snapped at Zheng Wanwan. Tell me, where did you hide the 300 yuan you stole from my tin box? Zheng Wanwan didn't react in time and blurted out. How could you have 300 in that tin box of yours? It's only 280. As soon as she said it, she hurriedly covered her mouth. She looked at Lu Qingzhou for help. Brother Qingzhou. I didn't. Lu Qingzhou gave her a pitying look. Tong Tong, you're a girl too. How could you spread rumors about another girl? I waved my hand irritably. Cut the nonsense. I just want 300 bucks. Give me the money, and I'll leave. Zheng Wanwan looked at him with panic and tears in her eyes. Lu Qingzhou puffed out his chest, took 300 yuan from his room, and handed it to me, saying solemnly, Tong Tong, don't make things hard for Wanwan anymore. If there's anything, come to me. TSK, all dressed up like a gentleman. The money Zheng Wanwan swindled from me was more than 300 yuan. The winter sun was gentle, casting a warm and cozy glow. The task of weeding was light and easy. I counted the days in my heart. In 2 more days, my brother would come to pick me up. Suddenly, the crowd began to buzz. I was too far away to hear what everyone was saying. Li Shuang walked past me. Oh, Shen Tong, you went through all that trouble fighting with Wanwan for the job. And now her brother's here, and he's an officer. Bet you're feeling pretty foolish now, aren't you? I was a bit puzzled. Where did Zheng Wanwan get a brother from? I followed the crowd toward the village entrance. From a distance, I could see a young man in military uniform standing beside a jeep. He was exceptionally handsome, with a tall and upright figure. Zheng Wanwan stood beside him, looking shy and coy. The villagers gathered around them, talking animatedly. He must be an officer. He can even drive a jeep. Brother Zheng Jiqing is really handsome. I wonder if he's married yet. Wei Juan's wife. Even if he isn't married, he wouldn't take a liking to your lazy daughter. My eyes widened instantly, and I ran toward him in delight. Li Shuang sneered from behind. You cling to any man you see. It's not like the days when you were licking up to educated youth Lu. I threw my arms around him. Brother. Shen Yu held me close and patted my head. Bao Bao, why are you so tanned? I pretended to be angry. puffing out my cheeks. This is a symbol of hard work, it's an honor. Shen Yu burst out laughing. Right. Right. Bao Bao is absolutely right. Shen Yu is 6 years older than me. And his mother passed away early. When he's happy, he calls me by my nickname, Baoer. Zheng Wanwan put on an innocent look and said, Sister Tong, there should be no physical contact between men and women. Even if you're happy to see brother, you can't cling to him like that. Shen Yu shot her a sideways glance. And who might you be? Since when do you get a say in how I talk to my sister? Zheng Wanwan was left speechless, not knowing what to say. Behind her came Lu Qingzhou's angry voice. Shen Tong, what are you doing? Hugging a man and not letting go. Is that appropriate? He had gone to deliver documents to the commune on behalf of the brigade leader and had just returned, not yet knowing that my brother had arrived. Shen Yu released me, turned around, and looked at him. What? Master Lu, are you now trying to boss me around? Lu Qingzhou's face flushed red. Shen Yu, I didn't know it was you. Shen Yu ignored him. Tong, get in the car. I obediently got into the car. Lu Qingzhou and Zheng Wanwan couldn't dodge in time and were covered in a cloud of dust and exhaust. When I arrived at the sent-down youth site, Shen Yu was waiting for me in the car, and I went back to pack my things. I was just putting my everyday items into the suitcase. Li Shuang sneaked in quietly and said, Shen Tong, isn't that Zheng Wanwan's brother? How did he become your brother? I didn't want to deal with her. So I said, aren't you close with Zheng Wanwan? Go ask Zheng Wanwan yourself. After hesitating for a long time, she asked again, is your older brother married? What does it have to do with you whether my brother is married or not? She twisted awkwardly, blushing, and asked me, what do you think of me? I coldly spat out, I don't think much of you. Leaving her frozen in place, I shouted toward the door, brother, Shen Yu. Shen Yu responded and came in, picking up my luggage. Tong, how do I get to the brigade headquarters? I'll go handle the procedures for you. I was taken aback. Brother, what procedures? Shen Yu Bai shot me a glare. You've been in the countryside for 2 months. Not 2 years. Don't forget, your application to the art troupe was approved. There's a 3-month enrollment window. If you go now, you can still make it. I held my head and thought it over. Right. I had already signed up for the art troupe before coming to the countryside. But because I was making a fuss about going to the countryside with Lu Qingzhou, I never reported in. I ran into Lu Xiaoyan at the door. Xiaoyan, thank you for taking care of me. Shen Jiqing, I wish you a smooth journey. When we arrived at the brigade headquarters, the brigade leader was already waiting. I smiled apologetically and stated the purpose of my visit. The brigade leader looked unsurprised. I could tell from your skinny arms and legs that you're not cut out for manual labor. The formalities were quickly completed, and the elder brother thanked the brigade leader once again. Brigade leader, thank you for the brigade's care of my sister. With that, Shen Yu gave a salute. As soon as they walked out of the brigade headquarters, Lu Qingzhou and Zheng Wanwan were standing at the door. Lu Qingzhou looked anxious. Shen Yu, what brings you here? Shen Yu put his arm around me and said, I'm here to take my sister home. Lu Qingzhou asked in surprise. Tong is taking leave to go home. I had no idea. Shen Yu shook his head mockingly and said, it's not taking leave, it's transferring her affiliation. Zheng Wanwan stammered. Sister Tong just got here and is already going back. Won't people say Uncle Shen abused his authority? I said seriously. I passed the selection for the cultural troupe. I'm going to join the army. Lu Qingzhou said anxiously. Tong, aren't we about to get engaged? I frowned and said sternly. Lu Qingzhou, our engagement was just a casual remark made by our parents when we were children. This is a new society now. And marriage is free. Besides, in the more than 2 months since we've been here, you've only ever told others that we're classmates. Why are you suddenly bringing up the engagement now? Lu Qingzhou muttered. I was afraid it would affect your reputation. I hesitated for a moment and said to him, come over here for a moment. I have something to tell you. Shen Yu was somewhat reluctant, so I tugged at his sleeve. He nodded unwillingly. We walked to a spot where we were sure Zheng Wanwan couldn't hear us. I said gently, Qingzhou. We've known each other for 10 years. There's something I want to ask you. Hearing my sudden gentle tone, he happily replied. Tong Tong. Go ahead. Why did Zheng Wanwan insist on borrowing my jade pendant? He paused and said. Wanwan said that when she was little, she heard Aunt Jiang give you the jade pendant and mention that there was a secret inside, telling you to keep it safe. She was just curious. I couldn't help but laugh and said, it was just a joke my mom played on me. What secret could a jade pendant possibly hold? Besides, it's lost now anyway. He nodded in agreement. That's what I advised her too, but she wouldn't listen. Having gotten the answer I wanted, I couldn't be bothered to keep up the pretense with him. As I was walking toward the car, I heard a commotion. Li Shuang and Zheng Wanwan were fighting. Li Shuang had been in the countryside for 5 years, accustomed to farm work, and had plenty of strength. Zheng Wanwan had pretended to be frail and delicate since childhood, appearing weak and fragile. She was being pinned to the ground and beaten fiercely by Li Shuang. You little wretch. Every day you go on about introducing your officer brother to me, sweet-talking me, making me wait on you hand and foot, even bringing you foot-washing water. Turns out you've been playing me all along. I'm not lying to you. This really is my brother. Zheng Wanwan lay on the ground, gasping for breath, still stubbornly refusing to back down. Shen Yu said coldly, since when did every stray cat or dog become my sister? I only have one sister, and that's Shen Tong. Li Shuang was even more furious. If I don't beat you until you cry for your mom and dad today, my name isn't Li Shuang. Several vicious slaps landed on Zheng Wanwan's face. Zheng Wanwan screamed in shock, touched the bloody marks on her face, and roared as she shoved Li Shuang down. You cut my face, I'll fight you to the death. Lu Qingzhou's dejected expression was quickly drawn to Zheng Wanwan. He hurried over to help her up. Wanwan, are you okay? Zheng Wanwan's face was covered in bloody scratches, and with a ferocious expression she asked Lu Qingzhou, is my face okay? Lu Qingzhou turned his head away and said, Wanwan, it's inner beauty that matters. To hell with your inner beauty. If it weren't for my face seducing you, would you have lifted me up and trampled on Shentong? Lu Qingzhou's expression was one of disbelief. Wanwan, how could you say that? I thought we were of one heart and mind. The villagers watching from the sidelines burst into laughter. Who would have thought these city folks could fight so fiercely? Ha 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 ha. Educated youth Lu really has a way with words. Bullying educated youth Shen and even pretending to be her brother. How shameless. That Zheng Wanwan is nothing but a cheap slut, stringing my boy along to work for her for free, and she won't even agree to date him. Hearing the jeers around her, Zheng Wanwan broke down, screamed, and ran off. Li Shuang, not yet satisfied, chased after her. Lu Qingzhou looked even more dejected and lost. After watching the farce, I turned to Shen Yu and said, Bro, let's go. Shen Yu looked at me with concern and said, you fell for that brainless fool. I kept a straight face and said, alright, any more and it wouldn't be polite. Ha 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 ha. After 2 days of traveling by car, we finally arrived at the military camp. I got out of the car and stretched. Shen Yu looked at my tired expression and said, even riding in a car wears you out like this. What would you do if you had to drive for 2 days? I grinned and said, I have you, big brother. I looked around. So this is your station. Didn't Dad also get transferred to the Northwest Military Region? Where is he? Shen Yu took the luggage out of the trunk. He's at home. Walking past the training ground, rows of single-story houses were neatly arranged. As I was looking around, a soldier approached from the opposite direction. Yan Xiu, you're not on duty today. Yan Xiu was tall and imposing, his handsome features exuding a cold sternness, his gaze sharp and piercing. He nodded. Battalion Commander Wang is on duty today. Shen Yu pulled me over. My sister, Shen Tong. I greeted him obediently. He nodded politely in acknowledgement. After we walked away, my brother teased me. So, isn't he much better than that Lu Qingzhou of yours? A 25-year-old regimental-level cadre, not far behind your brother. I rolled my eyes. How is it that you always manage to turn the compliment onto yourself? Walking up to a 3-story townhouse. We're here. This is our home. As soon as we stepped inside, my dad, Shen Ruizheng, was pacing anxiously by the sofa. Dad, I'm home. A look of joy flashed across his face before he quickly suppressed it, putting on a stern expression. Weren't you supposed to go to the countryside? Why are you back after just 2 months? Hearing the affection in his words, my nose tingled and tears fell. Dad, I missed you so much. Shen Ruizheng hurriedly pulled me into his arms. What's wrong, my dear? Did I say something too harsh? I was crying so hard I couldn't catch my breath, and shook my head. Shen Ruizheng asked sternly. Shen Yu, did you bully Bauer? Shen Yu waved his hands anxiously. How would I dare? It's her who was bullied by Lu Qingzhou and Zheng Wanwan. Shen Ruizheng's expression changed. What's going on? I tearfully recounted everything that had happened since coming to the countryside. Shen Ruizheng hugged me with concern. Dad will avenge Bauer. Exhausted from crying, I ate dinner and went back to my room early to rest. Shen Ruizheng said seriously to Shen Yu. Bauer has a kind heart, and she shouldn't be wronged for nothing. I originally thought that girl from the Zheng family was decent, but I never expected her to team up with Lu Qingzhou to bully Bauer for being honest. Shen Yu asked in a low voice. What do you plan to do? I'll report to the commander and have the martyr status that doesn't belong to Zheng Wanwan revoked. What about Lu Qingzhou? The Lu family has overreached. Someone wants to make a move against Lu Yuan. I was thinking that we'd soon be in-laws, so I planned to warn him. Now, we'll just let the Lu family bring about their own downfall. Shen Yu nodded seriously, then teased. I think Yan Xiu is quite good, he barely measures up to Tong Tong. Shen Ruizheng threw a punch at Shen Yu's shoulder, and Shen Yu swayed slightly. I think you need to step up your training. Starting tomorrow, add 10 kilometers of weighted training every day. Shen Yu's eyes widened, and he gritted his teeth. Yes, sir. I went home and slept very well, waking up early. When I went downstairs, only Shen Ruizheng was reading the newspaper. Dad, where's my brother? Your brother doesn't care about you as much as your dad does. Who knows where he ran off to so early? I wondered. But yesterday my brother said he still had 3 days of leave. Shen Ruizheng gave a light cough. Eat quickly. It's getting cold. The guard came out of the kitchen. Report, Commander. The cleaning is done. Shen Ruizheng nodded. Xiao Zhang, take Tong Tong to the art troupe to report in a bit. She just arrived and doesn't know the way. Yes, Chief. I ran into Yan Xiu not long after leaving home. I was debating whether to greet him. He said seriously, Comrade Shen, is there something you need at the art troupe? I smiled and said, I'm here to report. He pondered for a moment and said to Xiao Zhang, I'll take Comrade Shen to report. You go back and look after Commander Shen. Xiao Zhang hesitated and said, Isn't there a military assembly today? Don't you need to go? Yan Xiu said with an upright expression, I have something important to do. After saying that, he nodded at me, signaling for me to follow. I greeted Xiao Zhang and quickly caught up. Just as I pushed open the door to the cultural troupe office, a gentle voice said, Yan Xiu, why are you here again? Didn't you already deliver the documents to me? Yan Xiu replied coldly, Mom, this is Shen Tong, here to report. I shyly emerged from behind him. Hello, I'm Shen Tong. Yan Xiu's mother had strikingly bright features, a beauty that was bold and flamboyant. Seeing me come out from behind Yan Xiu, she revealed a subtle, inscrutable smile. I whispered to Yan Xiu, well done. You should work hard for such a beautiful girl. After saying that, she gently handed me a stack of documents with a tender expression. Tong Tong, please fill out these forms. I glanced at Yan Xiu awkwardly. He still had a blank expression, but his ears were turning red. Mom. I'm leaving. Comrade Su. I'll be heading off now. If you need anything, you can find my mom, she's the head of the literary troupe. I bit my lip and nodded. My face flushed red. Yan Xiu's mother said with a smile. All right, you've said your piece. Now hurry along. Tong Tong. My name is Ruan Wenqiao. In the troupe, call me Captain. Outside, just call me Aunt Wan. I smiled and said, Thank you, Aunt Juan. She laughed so hard she was shaking all over. After the training session, Shen Yu caught up with Yan Xiao ahead. He threw an arm around him and said, "Come on. What are you up to, kid?" Xiao Zhang said, "You personally took Tong Tong to the art troupe. Since when are you this enthusiastic?" Yan Xiao said with a sincere face, "Aren't we good brothers? It's perfect for me to help your sister, right?" Shen Yu shuddered. "Since when did you start talking so disgustingly?" Yan Xiao casually asked. "How old is Tong Tong now?" Shen Yu replied nonchalantly. "She's 18. A faint smile curled at Yan Xiao's lips. Shen Yu's expression shifted. "Who allowed you to call my sister so intimately?" Yan Xiao said slowly. "You're a year older than me. So you're my older brother. Who was it that refused to call me brother? No matter what. Something's off about you." The two of them advanced while playfully scuffling. After a month passed, I gradually grew accustomed to the peaceful life. The memories of being mauled by wild boars in my past life no longer appeared in my dreams. I secretly added spiritual spring water to my family's tea. Aunt Juan took good care of me. Aunt Juan said Uncle Yen was often busy with work and away from home, and she frequently invited me over to her place for meals. It was just that I would run into Yan Xiao every time. After 1 or 2 times, I got used to it. That day, Aunt Juan invited me to her home to see the flowers. A soldier on guard at the military camp suddenly stopped me, saying someone at the gate wanted to see me. I was still wondering who it could be. At the gate, a woman with her face wrapped in a thick scarf saw me and shouted loudly, "Sister Tong. It's me. I'm Wan Wan." I walked over slowly. Sneering, I said, "What are you here for? Is your brother here?" In a pleading tone, she said, "I want to see Uncle Shen. I want to ask why someone came to notify me that my status as a martyr has been revoked. Then keep thinking about it." With that, I turned to leave. She eagerly reached out her hand to stop me. I took 2 steps back. Who knows what sneaky intentions she had. She slowly took off her scarf. I leaned back in fear. Her face was covered in scars, startling at first glance. She spoke in a low, somber tone. "Li Shuang splashed sulfuric acid on my face and disfigured me. The doctor said it can't be cured. The martyr subsidy is very important to me. Please, Sister Tong, let me see Uncle Shen." I sneered. "Don't you know why your martyr subsidy was stopped? Didn't Lu Qingzhou tell you?" Her hand froze. With a ferocious face, she went mad trying to grab you. "You have everything. Why do you still have to take what's mine? Lu Qingzhou is one thing, and the subsidy is another." I dodged back in disgust, landing in an embrace. Looking up, it was Yan Xiao. "Why are you here?" he said calmly. "My mom couldn't wait for you. Worried something might happen to you, so she sent me to find you." I nodded and said, "Let's go. Don't keep Aunt Juan waiting." Yan Xiao said seriously to the soldier on duty, "From now on, if this person comes, don't report her arrival. If she causes a scene at the military gate again, send her to the police." Ignoring the vicious curses from Zheng Wanwan behind him. When people make mistakes, they always like to find reasons in others, never looking for faults in themselves. Upon entering the Wan family home, I didn't see Aunt Wan. I asked Yan Xiao in confusion, "Where's Aunt Wan? Didn't she say she was waiting anxiously?" Yan Xiao's ears turned red as he said, "She probably went out for something." I lowered my head in understanding. He suddenly stood up and said seriously, "Tong Tong, I'm 25 this year, a regiment-level cadre, with a monthly salary of 78 yuan. There are bonuses for missions, and I've saved up 1,500 yuan so far. If you don't want to live with my mother after we get married, I can apply for separate housing. I can cook and do laundry, and after marriage, I'll take care of all the household chores. If you want to have children, we'll have them. If not, we won't. If my parents pressure us about having kids, I'll handle them." My face flushed bright red. "I've already written the marriage report. If you're willing, I'll go to the brigade commander right now to get his signature." I lowered my head and stammered, "Let me think it over." He said in a firm voice, "What I said will always stand. I will love you the way I love my country. Back home, Shen Ruizhang and Shen Yu sat on the sofa with grim faces. Dad. Brother. What's going on? What happened? I approached fearfully. Shen Ruizhang looked up with red eyes. Bao Bao. Dad can't bear to see you married off. Shen Yu, with a mournful face, cried out bitterly. I knew that guy was trouble. I'm a bit speechless. How did you find out? Shen Ruizhang said gloomily. You want to marry my daughter without my consent. Do you think I'm someone to be trifled with? Dad. The Yen family lives right next door. Dad doesn't care. If you don't want to get married, then don't. Dad will support you. Your brother can support you too. Ignoring the two of them, I turned and went back to my room. Thinking about Yen Xiu's words, I tossed and turned in bed. In my dreams, it was all Yen Xiu. After the cultural troupe training ended, I ran into Yen Xiu again. This is the 12th time this week. Aren't you busy? Yen Xiu said seriously. The brigade commander said I'm 25 now, so I should first sort out my personal matters. I walked forward with irritation. Tong Tong. Lu Qingzhou. Why are you here? I said in a disdainful tone. I missed you, so I came to find you. He stammered. What about Zheng Wanwan? Aren't you two inseparable? Don't mention her. If it weren't for her stirring up trouble between us, we would have gotten married long ago. Lu Qingzhou wore a look of deep affection. Stop right there. We've already made things clear. Please stay away from me. Tong Tong. Didn't you come all the way to the military district where my dad is stationed just to hint that I should come find you? I looked at him speechlessly. Is it possible that my dad is here too? And my brother as well? He looked skeptical. I took Yen Xiu's arm beside me. Let me introduce you. This is my fiancé. Lu Qingzhou staggered back a step. I don't believe you. You're just trying to spite me, aren't you? He reached out to grab me. Yen Xiu stepped forward and pulled him away, saying, show some respect to my fiancé. The sound of running footsteps came from not far away. 2 soldiers came over and subdued Lu Qingzhou. Thank you, Commander Yen. Division Commander Lu was arrested for corruption. We are here to expel Lu Qingzhou. Lu Qingzhou struggled desperately. Tong Tong. Go and plead with Uncle Shen. Ask him to help my father. I'm willing to marry you, I said seriously to the 2 soldiers. Hurry up and take him away. He's talking nonsense. Yen Xiu pretended to stay calm and asked me, am I your fiancé? I teased him. What? Not happy about it? He froze for a moment, turned around, stumbled slightly, and ran off. I asked him in confusion, where are you going? To find the brigade commander and submit a marriage report. A month passed. Dad told me that after Lu Qingzhou's father was arrested for bribery, the Lu family completely fell apart. Lu Qingzhou was sent back to the Qingfeng brigade. Unable to bear the blow, he spent his days blaming Zheng Wanwan, and she resented him in return. In a fit of desperation, the two killed each other. I raised an eyebrow. Consider it my wedding gift. Dad. Brother. Have you prepared your speeches for my wedding tomorrow? Shen Ruizhang and Shen Yu cried and hugged each other tightly.